I'm not your friend, he shrugged with a mischievous grin in his eyes. You're kidding, right? They looked at him hopefully. He shook his head, indicating a no. The smile faded. Oh, you're saying that because I never asked you properly to become my friend. Silly me. The face palmed. Will you become my friend? They stretched his hand forward for a handshake. He looked at his hand and then into his eyes. Please, they added nervously. If I said no, then it teased him further. Doesn't matter if you don't want to become my friend. I can be your friend. They smiled, the kind of smile which didn't reach his eyes, and look at his hand. They seemed stirred. He was about to move his hand back, and he grabbed the hand and said, I was just pulling your leg. He said, and they looked at him. You want to become my friend? So, be it. Seriously? The eyes were bright up. You're not just a friend. I'm my best friend. Of course, after Jimin, Ayn, and Dan. But you are. His lips were curled up into an amused smile, looking like a child who's like antiques. There's my honor, my lord, he said, that involving raising his right hand toward the face with palm inward such that in front of his eyes, and then fingertips almost touched the forehead as the upper torso is bent forward. It should be. They laughed. I never had many friends. Jimin was the only one. When I meet Dan, and now you. But Aine is my best. More than a best friend. He closed his eyes and stretched the word. Best. Jimin is bad news. He said and they chuckled. Don't say that. He's a sweetheart. It gets protected over me. Actually, overprotective. He tucked his hair behind the ear and turned him. He's my childhood friend. We both know each other like back of our hands. We're there. For me, it's good and bad time. I still remember when we were in the 7th grade, there was a boy who used to bully me. One day he called me a motherless child. I was crying so much. Jimin got angry. They paused. Then he looked at him curiously. Then what? Jimin broke his nose to teach him a lesson. The principal called his parents and struck him off for school. You got to be kidding, he laughed. No, he shook his head. I was so ashamed, as it happened because of me. But Jimin being a Jimin, Curly said that he was bored of the school already. I know, he said that just to make me feel better. And that I also left the school and we joined together. One another school. Are you trying to scare me for him? He raised his eyebrow. No. Why would I? They shook his head innocently. I just wanted to tell you that I'm so sorry for his action and whatever he say. Please don't take it to your heart. He's not a bad person. It just his overprotective nature toward me. No worries. I understand. His gaze was shifted to her butterfly pendant. I didn't know that you didn't like pendant. If you don't like it, you don't have to keep it. If I am wearing it, it doesn't mean that I love it. Sure? Yeah, 100%. They assured him. By the way, how did you get me this butterfly? You have to figure it out. Why would I tell you? How can I figure it out when you are the one who has given it to me? They said, which he only shrugged. Fine, don't tell me. I'm smart enough to find out by my own self. I was just checking out how smart you are, he said. Did I disturb your conversation with your Oma? He asked. No, you didn't. She knows everything already. She is nowhere yet. The best thing is, she is everywhere. I can feel her. They shifted his gaze back to the sky. Appa says the mountain never die. They're around you as long as you will to remember them. You just have to feel, he said, that my Uma had become a star. Now I know she's not that as a star, but still, sitting on the balcony and stare at the sky for our own satisfaction, they said sadly. And Jungkook sees his sadness. You have best right, she's a star. No one on the star but the only shining star in your life, he said looking at him. He placed his hand on his hand and they look at him smile. You're right, she's my star. Do you tell her about my good deed or only about my wrong words? He said, lighting his mood. There's nothing bad about you to tell her. They laugh. I just told her that yesterday was the best day, best birthday, that celebrate of my life. Everyone presents will make it very special day for me. I have told you so many things. Now, you tell me about yourself, they said. Myself? Like what? He paused his lips in confusion. Let's start with your friendship. Do you have any friends? Because I have never seen anyone with you. Friends? I had so many actually. Some of them went abroad or moved to other cities after graduation. Life change when you get into professional life. But Dan and Una, he stopped. His eyes filled up when he realized what he was about to say. His features were tensed. Dan and Una, are you childhood friends? He completed his sentence. He looked at him. It's getting late. He was about to stand up. When they pulled his hand, the one he had above his hand, he sat back and gave him a quizzical look. Dan and Una, are you childhood friend? They repeated. He didn't say anything and sat there silently. Tell me about her, Jungkook, they said in a low voice. If you think your silence will help me to make peace with everything you're feeling, then you are highly mistaken. Nothing goes away by ignoring it. You know, what's the worst and the painful thing is that nobody talk about her, not even you who claim to love her. Make her alive with your word. He said everything in a flow. You have a sign. You are doing it injustice with Una and Ain. They added angrily, yet realized he is not going to say anything. What do you want to know about her? He said unexpectedly, after a long silence. His head was snapped toward him. Excitement, everything. He smiled. Why? Because she is Ain's mummy. Your wife. She's my family too. I just want Ain to know about her mommy. You're okay with Uma remembrance? Of course. She's not my competitor. I'm not that low. He looked into his eyes and cleared his thought.